Call halalim la Yahweh ba'Hashem Yahushai ba'Hashem wa'harakak wadash. And double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS Great Millstone. Know you brothers throughout the four winds, laboring in truth and in sincerity. Shalom and barakathum. I'm Rakamayam back at you with another history lesson. And my other page, Rakamayam History, the main page that I usually upload history lessons, was out. You know, I can't use it for like another week or so, whatever. They gave me a strike on that. So this particular video is going to be on Rakamayam 2 and Rakamayam 3. And when I can upload videos on Rakamayam History, the main page that I usually upload videos on, I will be doing so. All right, but this lesson here, I want to go into who the Anakims are. Anakims. I want to read Numbers 13 and I want to read Deuteronomy chapter 9, the Anakims. Right? Let's see. Hold on. Maybe I could start from Deuteronomy 9. And the reason why I want to make this history lesson is because, there we go, is because you have a lot of bugged out folks out there that believe that the Anakims were like some super beings that came down also, right? They came down from the heavens and they started, popping women. You do have people that believe that, all right? And you also have people that believe that the sons of God, or what they called, in those days there were giants. The one in, Genesis 6 and 4. They went into the daughters of men. A lot of people believe that those giants were referring to like some creatures or some alien beings that came down to earth and impregnated women, which that's off, right? But this video here, I want to break down who the Anakims are and where they go back to. And I'm going to show you a couple of pictures to show you who these people are today. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 1. Lord willing, this video will be edifying. I want this video to be as edifying as possible. Because we just don't make videos just to make videos. We want to edify the flock, the sheep. Because when you're out there on the highways and byways, or whatever, when you're doing your sit-downs, you know these things. It's little things here and there, but it's important to know these things. All right? And you have to use words in its proper context. You can't just read something and automatically draw conclusions. You have to know exactly what you're reading, get an understanding of what you're reading, and know the meanings of these particular words or the scriptures. But here we go. This is Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 1. Hear, O Israel, thou art to pass over Jordan this day, to go in to possess nations greater and mightier than thyself, cities great and fenced up to heaven, a people great and tall, the children of the Anakims. So these people, the children of the Anakims, that's what this video is centered around, the Anakims. These people dwelt in the land of Canaan. During the conquest in the time of Joshua, we had to run these people out of that land because they were defiling the land. They were practicing homosexuality. They were practicing homosexuality. They were following false gods. They were defiling the land. They were corrupting the land. So the Most High told Joshua and the Israelites to go to go into the land of Canaan and conquer them and rid them out of that land. Deuteronomy 9 and verse 2. A people great and tall, the children of the Anakims, whom thou knowest and of whom thou hast heard say, who could stand before the children of Anak? So they were tall, right? They were tall, meaning tall as in stature. They were known as giants, tall as in stature, not the same. I'm ahead of myself here. Okay, Anakims, tall, right? Tall, that's self-explanatory. Tall of the Anakims. Anakims, a tribe of giants, descendants of Anak, yeah, that's the way you say it in Hebrew, Anak, which dwelled in southern Canaan. Now the modern day Canaanites now are the Africans, or the South Africans. I believe the brother corrected me the other day. The South Africans are the Canaanites today. Which, when you go into the Compact Bible Dictionary, it says that the children of Ham, and they mention the Canaanites, the Libyans, the Cushites, those nations that came out of Ham, or the modern day Africans today. So you see, the modern day Africans, they're tall. A lot of them are tall. They're tall, they're skinny looking, like the Manu Bo type Africans. A tribe of giants, descendants of Anak, which dwelled in southern Canaan. Anak, long-necked, right? Long-necked. And that's spiritual, because in Africa, you got something called oh man, let's go to Anak. Let me see something right here. Neck. Okay, let's go back to this 860 Anak. Also, neck pendant. What's a pendant? A necklace, a brace, right? Or a neck, what they call a neck ring. A neck pendant. Now check this out. See what he got around his neck? That's like a neck ring or a neck pendant. They'll put they put it around their women. Mainly they put it around the African woman. They got like those real long necks. These are Africans. The Compact Bible Dictionary says the Africans are not the Negroes, but the Canaanites, the Egyptians, the Libyans, right? The North Africans. These are what you call Hamites. They're not Israelites. They're not the blacks here in America, but these are what you call Hamites. You see how long his neck is? Let's grab another picture. Right here. These are Africans. These are Africans. This is what you call a heathen custom. Israelites, we are not to do or follow after the manner of the other nations. We are not to put no neck rings around our neck. We are not to commit homosexuality. We are not to commit abortions. We are not to get shape-ups, line-ups. We are not to round the corner of our beards. We are not to get bald heads like the Egyptians do. We are not to follow false gods. That's why the Most High rid these Hamites out of that land. Neck pendant necklace, Anak. All right, so Deuteronomy 9 and verse 2 again. A people great and tall, the children of the Anakims, whom thou knowest, and of whom thou hast heard, say, who can stand before the children of Anak? Understand therefore, right, because they were warriors. They were warriors. They were feared. A lot of Israelites, you had the story in Numbers 13, you had Israelites when we sent out spies to go spy out the land of Canaan. You had these certain Israelites that spied out the land, and they said, damn, we can't go against they gave that bad report, like that shook report, like, look, we can't go against these Anakims. They're too mighty for us. They're too strong for us. But Joshua and Caleb, they were like the main ones that said, nah, we're going to go against them. We're going to take them down. Right? But I believe in Numbers 13, some of those, yeah, right. I know for a fact that some of those Hamites were not rid out of that land. You still had them during the time of King David. And also during the time of Joshua. I believe I'm correct on that. I got to go back into the history on that. But if I'm wrong, then a brother can correct me, or I'll correct myself. But it says here, Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 3. Understand therefore this day that the Lord thy power is he which goeth over before thee, as a consuming fire, he shall destroy them, right? Because the Lord fights for us. He fights our battles. And he shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord hath said unto thee. Speak not thou in thine heart after that the Lord thy power hath cast them out from before thee, saying, for my righteousness the Lord hath brought me in to possess this land. But for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord doth drive them out from before thee. That's why the scriptures say, follow not a multitude to do evil. We are not to worship birthdays. We are not to worship false gods. And it's as simple as that. We are not to eat abominable creatures. We are not to eat pork, shellfish. We are not to paint and dye our heads yellow, green, pink, red. Dye our heads or hair. You get the picture. Right? But for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord Yahweh Shai doth drive them out from before thee. So the Most High drove these nations out of that land because they were committing wicked acts. There were homosexuals. You know, we could go to Deuteronomy 18. We could go into that. It's too much to bring out, but I wanted to bring that out on the Anakims because you got a lot of, or the children of Anak, which are Canaanites, Hamite tribes. You have a lot of people that still believe that these Anakims, because it says giants, they believe it's talking of some alien creatures coming down on earth. No, these were Hamites from the sea line of Ham. These were human beings. These were people of a heathen nation. That's all. That's all. In Genesis chapter 6 and verse 4, when you go into that word giant, that is different than the word giant for the Anakims, because I believe it says, when you go to, let's just read it, Numbers 13 and verse 33, and there, Numbers 13 and 33, and there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Now that word giant should tell you Nafal, or not Nafal, Napal, the Hebrew word Napal, which means fallen. But in this context, it literally means giant as in taller of stature, not giants as fallen from our, or breaking the law, statute, commandments, which the sons of God did. So you got to be careful when you break this down. It doesn't mean giants as in the giants in Genesis 6 and 4. This simply means giants as in being tall, having a tall stature. Because you had Hamites back then, you had Sion and Og. Sion and Og. These were like 13 foot, 10 foot Hamites. You had Goliath. He was tall as shit. King David was real short compared to Goliath. Goliath would be considered, if you put him side by side with King David, Goliath is considered a giant. Lord willing, you brothers were edified. This was just a little history lesson. And this was around when Joshua and the Israelites were conquering, or during the conquest of Canaan. It was around 1300 BC. 1300 BC. And with that, Shalom.